Hello, CFA Nation. Gabe.
Nick, the wicket keeper, once again.
Wait, hold on. There you go, Nick. Oh man, you think I would have learned? You know, it's on the computer, so everything's in reverse.
Just think of it this way: Nick spends half his day in the bathroom. Just point towards the bathroom.
Exactly.
There you go.
Oh man, and we are here today to bring you another installment of R3 Wickets. Oh, I love it. He gives it just like the.
And then it goes away just as quick.
Oh man, you know, I gotta say, before we even get into this is one of those bittersweet, because it's the games for me, because it's the wife and the girlfriend, okay? And I want both teams to win. Obviously, I want them both in the playoffs. I want my predictions to be true, but I wanted, even though I wanted CSK to win more, because CSK needs the points. They're at the bottom at the points total again, or tied almost. They were at 6. They really needed this win. Kolkata actually did what they were supposed to do and started making changes. Like, oh, maybe we do want to go ahead and bat first. I was reading on ESPN Cricket Info. You know how in the beginning of the game, they give you like the breakdown. They talk to the captains. And, you know, Karthik said, yeah, you know, a game was played here yesterday. This is the second day in a row. It's already seeing 40 overs. You know, it just makes sense to start to start batting in this tournament and defending. And Dhoni was like, oh, we're comfortable with chasing. We would still chase. Why? What? Why? Explain to me what's so hard about looking at the math. So I'm glad, because had CSK won today, everybody would have been like, see, Gabe, you know, you can't change your strategy. If you are a chasing team, you're a chasing team. No. False. Look at the data. The data doesn't lie already. What is this now? Out of 20 games, there's been 4 successful chases, 16 defenses. Really? If you believe that that chasing is still the way to go, then I've got some land to sell you in Nevada. I got some magic beans to sell you. Okay. Really, because you believe
not just land, but green, beautiful oases all over the place to sell you.
Luxurious Las Vegas beachfront property. You know what I mean? Oceanfront property. Like, wait a minute, ocean in the desert? Wait, no, it's got to be true. Seriously, that's the kind of fairy tale we got here. Come on, 16 successful defenses, 4 absolute, and even the announcers were talking about it today. So I'm convinced that the people that don't do it are just stubborn in their ways. They're old dinosaurs. Management, it's poorly ran management in the front office as far as the coaching staff, and they got to do better. Bottom line, I'm gonna go ahead and start, because you know I'm ticked. What I hated. It's not even, I know it's supposed to be what I like, what I didn't like, and what I hated, because I'm absolutely gonna come with what I hated. And I'm gonna go right ahead to CSK, because I am ticked right now. I am ticked. Once again, they sat down Chawla. I'll take that, because you know what? Chawla had got hit hard a few times, right? And the person who they brought in for Chawla, let me double check just to make sure I'm right. Yep, they said it's just like Sam Curran. They call him Curran, is right. His first name is Curran Sharam. He had 4 overs, 25 runs, 2 wickets. He did a fabulous job. Okay. However, we still don't expect. Maybe I'm wrong, but nobody has still let me know in the chat. Is Tahir dead? Okay, this is one of the most prolific wicket takers there are. I'm sorry. Is he hidden somewhere in a hospital with COVID or something? Why isn't he playing? Why isn't Satner playing? Really? I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. CSK is killing me. Everybody say, Gabe, he was right about Watson. You're right. He was right about Watson, and I ate crow on that. Who he wasn't right about? Your boy Sam Curran, who gets all the love in the world, okay, dismissed again early, even though he always has a good what do you call it? A strike rate, but he couldn't help. Another thing that really upset me, and this is on Dhoni's captainship. Why? Explain to me, why did they bring in Jadhav when you still have Dwayne Bravo? Isn't the reason Dwayne Bravo's on this team is because he's a batsman as well? He's an all-rounder, right? Why? You're down, bro. Cousin, we're chasing here. Why bring in Yadav? Look at Yadav's numbers, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. he was playing test, bro. He saw 2 overs, 12 balls. So by himself, he ate up 2 overs, 7 runs. Bro, that's not even test. Joe Root would be jealous of that. Like, oh man, that's impressive. Are you serious right now? Why? Why do you bring in Yadav at that point and don't just say, okay, we're chasing runs. It's getting early, late. Let's go ahead and bring in. I mean, the decision making to me was crazy. At least Dhoni put himself in at 5. Faf came out. Look, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. He got dismissed early today. Okay. Watson still did his job. Raidu did good, 30 runs. Dhoni got dismissed. Put himself early, got dismissed. You know what? You got to start saying, hey, man, we needed more than 11 on 12 balls. That's test as well. We need more than 11 on 12 balls. Sam Curran, who gets all the love in the world, 17 runs in, again, 11 balls. He almost ate 2 deliveries himself. 17 runs, same as Dhoni. And then Yadav. Really? Here's Jadeja. 21 runs, 8 balls. That's what it looks like. You have wickets in hand. You're going for the fences, or you're not dotting. You're not dotting here. What are you doing? You're defending on balls. Bro, you should be going yard on every swing. Guess what? You still got wicket in hands. And who's behind you? Dwayne Bravo, who hits way better than you, Yadav. Are you serious right now? If they show up with the same team, I'm gonna give them the Knicks treatment next time, and I'm gonna do the paper bag over my head with the eyes cut out and stuff. This is ridiculous. All right, make a change. Oh my gosh, what did I not like on the KKR side? You know what? I will say, here's the thing. You cannot, in my opinion, keep going into matches and not making same mistakes. And we were shocked because we thought that Dinesh had put himself in at 4. No, he put other guys ahead of him or whatnot, right? Guys, something is wrong. I saw Narayan play. He is better than this, bro. He is. He 9 balls, so he again didn't last 1 over.
At least the second highest score on that side.
But bro, I listen. But even people were saying, "No, he's just lazy." No, I watched him play the entire CPL. When he was running between the wickets, he looked disinterested. At the one time, remember when he fell? We were both watching at the time when he slipped and fell, and I said, "Bro, he doesn't look right. He's hurt. Something must be wrong. He's not this bad. I know he's not this bad, Nick. I've seen him bat before. Now he got his wickets when he was bowling, so I get it, but." You know what? Maybe give him a day or two, a game or 2 off to get healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, in my opinion, I don't feel like he's healthy, and he's hurt you all tournament long. Narayan has hurt this team all tournament long. So from their side, that's what I did not like. I didn't like Narayan. I like, you know what? Good. Well, I'll talk about it when I talk about what I do like. But look at Narayan's numbers once again. 9 balls. It's like he can't wait to get out of there. It's like he can't wait to go get out of there. Like, are you serious right now? Oh, my gosh. Nick, let me toss it to you. I can't imagine there's anything you didn't like because this was the worst case scenario for me. But let me toss it to you. What did you not like?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to CFA. 8.5 minutes of me just being patient and sitting quietly. So good to have you guys join us today. So, I'm still part of the squad in case you were curious. This match, let me say this. What I did not like was the fact that CSK, I love the fact that they lost the games. I love seeing my man Gabe sweat. But what I did not like is the points table. They're still 5th in the points table. They are tied for the most losses, and they are 5th on the points table because of their net run rate. Unbelievably lucky. If SRH and Rajasthan Royals lose their next match, they're still in 5th. They're 1 away from the playoff spot. Lady Luck loves them, Gabe. Loves them. They're in 5th, and they lost. They lost again. 4th time in their last 5 matches. That's what I did not like. I need them to continue to. They were in 8th place just last week. 1 win and 1 loss moves them to 5th. Holy cow, this IPL is wide open. CSK. I also don't like my fantasy choices. I cannot buy a serious fantasy player. I put Duplessis as my captain, and thank goodness because he got me 80 as a captain. Rana got me nothing. And Russell, I thought for sure he's due. This guy obviously is injured. I'll get to that later. He got me barely anything. Absolutely ridiculous. But the main problem I have for CSK is Shahar. This guy is a beast, right? This guy is a serious bowler. This guy typically is a wicket taker. He doesn't usually have a high economy rate from what I remember so far. He gave up 47. He was 3 away from that magic number of 50. His economy rate was 2.5 higher than anyone else on his squad. CSK, they can bowl, and that's what makes me nervous. They can hit. That makes me nervous too. Today, and they got I think KKR, they got all bowled out at the last ball of the 20th over. It was really weird. One was a run out. So, I mean, they got 9 wickets. The last one was a run out. They have serious bowling. But I did not like Shahar's efforts because KKR starts off, they get 167. They even have that great of a death. CSK did a great job of containing them in the death. I want to say they didn't even top 40, 45 in the death. That's really impressive. I thought for sure CSK was going to lose. But what I did not like about CSK mostly is the fact that they couldn't chase that 167. They had 2 guys getting almost that or one less than that in their last match combined. I thought this is a bad loss. I really, really do. Even though 167 is a great IPL score, not this year. It's a score that's still good. You can still win matches. It's been done, but it doesn't make you comfortable. I was shocked to see CSK lose. I went into CSK's inning thinking, oh, man, I'm going to have to hear Gabe. I'm going to have to see CSK in the top 4. I thought this was a bad loss for CSK. And I'm interested on what our audience thinks because Gabe said in our stream this morning, I will never go against Dhoni, no matter what. Well, he's going against Dhoni. So
absolutely.
And rightfully so. Here on CFA Nation, we are going to go from our opinions. We're going to go on what we see, and we're going to give you the hard truth, even if you don't want to hear it. We're going to say it how it is. And if you knew me, if you sat next to me for my Padre games, you would know, man, this guy's harsh on his own team. That's right, because I can see the forest through the trees. And the forest through the trees, what I see and what I don't like from KKR is, thank goodness you got a man named Tripathi. Thank goodness you have him because the rest of your squad, not only did they lose all 10 wickets, but your second highest score was 2 all-rounders, 2 bowlers who are known better for their bowling, Narayan and Cummings. They have identical lines at 17. Imagine if Tripathi wasn't playing today. Imagine if he went out early and got dismissed. We're talking about the worst run score this year in the IPL by far. That's what I did not like about KKR. Morgan, he didn't show up. Karthik, surprise, he didn't really show up, but at least he was smart enough to push himself down the order and let the other guys, maybe he wanted them to take the heat. Who knows? He seems like a good guy. He really does, but you have the whole offensive lineup not able to show up. That's what I disliked. What did I like? Time for some happiness because CSK lost, even though they're still in 5th place. I don't understand this points table. You're 2 games under 500 in 6 games. You've only lost 2 in 6, and you're in 5th place. You're 1 away from the playoffs. It's unbelievable. What did I like? I'm going to let you go for the offensive guy, and I'm going to talk about the bowlers because the bowling was oh so nice for KKR. I thought they had very little chance. They were able to take that very little chance that I gave them, and they were able to still win by those 10 runs. Cummings, 25 runs in 4 overs. Economy rate is 6. Chakravarti, he had a huge wicket later on in the match, only economy rate of 7. Nagarkoti, economy rate of only 7. Narayan, just under 8. And even Russell with his 2 overs, his first over was a lot better, I want to say. He only had an economy rate of 9. They all had 1 wicket besides Cummings. That is what I talk about as a balanced bowling attack. You don't have one guy that went over 32 runs. Now, Mavi, he wasn't too sharp. He didn't go his 4, and he still gave it those 32. But no one went over 32. You didn't have one person that gave like a 20 or 25 over. You're just like, oh my gosh. And maybe someone did. If someone gave up 20 or 25, it's impressive their other overs. I love the bowling from KKR. They had their plight. They had their future. They had to stop this juggernaut, which I still do consider CSK a juggernaut. They kept them in check. What did I like on the CSK side? Oh, man. Great question, right? What I like from the CSK side. We had some low economy rates from Curran, Thakur, and Sharma as well. But I really like this new guy. And maybe he's not new, but he's new for us. Curran, I like this guy. Sharma, this guy came in. He's rusty off the bench. 4 overs, 25 runs was all. And he got himself 2 wickets. This guy was like, this is why I should have been on the squad the entire time. This guy was unbelievable. He's already a headache for me since I'm rooting against CSK. I really, really love what he did. I thought he balled out. But besides Shahar, even Bravo, he only gave up 37. He got 3 wickets. Besides Shahar, CSK had a really good bowling attack as well. And unfortunately, when you lose by 10, you got to highlight Shahar's line and say, oh, that really does not help whatsoever. Gabe, what did you like?
Well, you know what? Let me start with KKR because I really liked what they did. From the very beginning, I told you I liked the decision to go ahead and change course. And I think that Karthik went back and looked at his performance and said, you know what? We lost a day ago, or not a day ago, a few days ago, and I'm getting crushed everywhere. And the announcers even asked him, why Cummings before Karthik? Not Karthik, I'm sorry, before Tripathi. I didn't realize, which they mentioned today, Tripathi had already been in opening partnerships in the past and put up like 100 runs. You know what I mean? Like this guy is a legit batsman. So why not move him up higher in the order? And he swallowed his pride and said, you know what? He does need to be higher in the order. So I like that fact. The fact that the captain today said, I lost the last game for my team. Let me win this game. Not with my stick, but by putting a better batsman in an opening partnership with Shubman Gill. You know what? Tripathi lasted literally almost the entire game, 81 runs on 51 balls. Good on you, kid. Good on you. Also, I'm going to say this. I like the fact that he also made some different choices. He put Owen Morgan in front of himself, even though Morgan didn't perform today. But he realizes, look at the aggregate. Who's a better batsman? Owen Morgan is. We're chasing runs. I need him to go first. He didn't bat Pat Cummings, ahead of Owen Morgan, or bat Cummings in front of Tripathi. He gave his team every chance to win, even batting Narine. I agree with batting Narine ahead of batting Pat Cummings, because again, Narine is known for having a better stick. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? So I agree with all those decisions there. Okay. And you know what? You just have to be, as far as being the on-field general and the captain of the team, you got to be willing to, get over yourself and make better coaches' decisions. And that's what I loved. Okay. People are going to say, but it was about the bowling. I agree. That's exactly what he said. Okay, Karthik, I'm talking about on his interview. He's like, you know what? They had played on this pitch yesterday. So think about it. That pitch had already seen 40 overs just the day before. Remember you and I made that comment where we saw all those cracks on that pitch? And we're like, man, this pitch looks beat up. There's not a speck of grass on it, and it's all cracked up. So yes, the bowling was fabulous today. And he said, I won the toss. The bowling's going to be good. This pitch is only going to deteriorate as it's used. Let me go ahead and be smart and bat first. And you know what? Good job. I killed you a few days ago. I'm congratulating you today. Good job. Also, did you see the jerseys? I got to see the definition, and that wasn't even but I didn't realize how yoked Watson is, okay? Watson is yoked. The kind of dude where you don't want to talk slick to him.
Tony is yoked. I didn't realize he had those forearms and those arms this guy have. Holy cow.
You know why we noticed it today? Because CSK's jerseys were soaked with sweat before they even started batting. Okay, why? Because they had been fielding the entire time. Those conditions are not conducive to batting last after you've been fielding and using all that energy, diving, making these unbelievable catches for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is. I noticed today, you can see the back on this guy. Man, Watson is yoked. And that's what I loved on CSK side. It wasn't a flash in the pan, okay? Last game, he went out and put up 81 or 83, I think it was. Today, he put up 50 on 40 balls, a 125 strike rate. Even when you lost Faf du Plessis early, he stood and he did his job. And it wasn't his fault they lost. I'll tell you that right now. It wasn't his fault they lost. One of the things that was really interesting was Narine has got Faf, and I forgot has got Watson, and I forgot to mention that on what I didn't like about Narine's decision about earlier on. They said Narine has gotten Watson in 9 meetings, 7 times, including today, 7 times. why not batting around? Why not bowling around a little earlier and try to get Watson out of there? Because obviously Watson. Could you imagine if Watson hadn't put up that 50? Now
Coming
I
off
get
of 83.
You know, sometimes guys are kryptonites. Okay, I said Rabada has, maybe not in the past, but this year he has Kohli's numbers. All right, dismissed 3 times already this year. It's a short season, guys, and he's been dismissed 3 times. You don't think that's in Kohli's head? You don't think he knows the numbers? You don't think Watson knows the number? And yes, even when in the earlier over with Narayan, you could see how cautious Shane Watson was, because like he wasn't trying to get to score big, or he wasn't trying to go after him. He was just happy to take the single. So that's playing smart. You know what I mean? Watson, good on you, kid. You know what? Raidu showed up today, gave me 30 runs on 27 balls, 100 strike rate, or over 100 strike rate. He showed up. The other batsmen didn't, and that's why. You know why? Because by the time they've already gone, they've seen, let me see, Foff's overs, 10 balls, so that's almost 2 overs. Raidu had 27 balls, so let's just round, that's about, 4 overs. Think about all the overs earlier. The pitch that just got played on earlier, yesterday, a couple hours ago. I don't think it had been a full 24 hours. The pitch is getting deteriorated. Some of those balls were nasty. I will say the ball that dismissed Dhoni, that was absolutely nasty, bro. It was nasty. He got bowled out by Chakravarti, and I think that's the wicket you were talking about. That was absolutely filthy. Only had just hit a 6, and then Chakravarti comes right back at and gets him with a nasty delivery. You know, for me, that's what I feel like. That I like the fact that Watson wasn't a flash in the pan, and I love the bowling on both sides. Okay, guys, yes, the bowling was supreme today. It was superior on both sides. This might be one of the lowest totals, 167 and 157, right? One of the smallest totals there was. One team got bowled out. All 10 wickets gone. The one, 5 wickets gone. That's 15 wickets. This is a huge bowling performance. Maybe, again, knowing that moving forward, just like we saw in the CPL, remember, Nick, we talked about it. One of these scores is going to start coming down. Well, we're now through 20 games, right? 20. This was match 21 today. 21 matches, only three fields, so that's about, I don't know exactly number. So each field has seen at least 7 games. What do you think is going to happen? Each field has seen 10 games, guys, or 15 games. You know what I'm saying? Those pitches are going to be beat up, and the score is going to come down. So you probably want to play first on those pitches, set as high a score as you can, and make the other team chase. But for me, that's what I liked. Nick, I'm going to defer to you, okay? My friend.
All right, so because I have a good comrade who, you know, he can say a few words, I'm going to talk about something that I learned just in this broadcast and this recording to correct some of my previous statements. First of all, I started off by saying 167 is not that high of a score. I was actually looking at the numbers. You know, I'm a numbers guy. I got to correct myself. 167, even this year, is a really, really good score. Yes, we have some that got to the 200s. Yes, we have my boy, the Mumbai Indians, it's the 190s all the time. But 167 is actually a really, really good score. We have some scores in the 140s, 150s, low 160s. So it's a decent score. So that's what I learned, first of all, was that I got to give some credit to KKR. 167 is a respectable score. I'm just like such a pessimist. I'm so worried about we don't get to 190, we have no chance. All right, that's what I worry about. 167, and even for CSK, 157 is a respectable score. It just wasn't enough. So let me correct that there, because I'm sure I got some people yelling at the screen like, you don't understand. You're right, I don't understand. But the other thing I learned in this broadcast, in this recording, I promise I'm listening to everything Gabe's talking about. But what I learned is this net run rate is actually a really, really good thing. I was just complaining about how is CSK in 5th place? How are they doing it? Because I got to go against Gabe. But I got to push that aside. Net run rate is actually one of my favorite new things. Why? Because I'm a Chargers fan. Let me explain to you, boys and girls. In the last 5 years, I can guarantee 4 of those last 5 where they had Phillip Rivers as their quarterback, they lost about 8 games a season with 4 or less points. You're talking about they were in the game every single time, and they couldn't get that clutch field goal, that clutch touchdown, or they couldn't stop that from happening. In football, if that happens, nobody cares. A loss is a loss. You lose by 1 or nothing. Cricket, net run rate gives you, it's like soccer. They give you credit for every single run that you get against the Wickets. It's for how many did you score against, how many did you give up, and then it's the Wickets, and they have this whole formula. I absolutely love it. CSK, yes, they're in 5th place. I'm complaining they're 2-4. How's that possible? Because they're losing by like 4 runs, 5 runs, winning by 3 runs. I mean, you can't make this up how close it is. This is why they're so scary. They could easily be 4-2, right? They can easily be 4-2, maybe 5-1. And you can say that about a few teams, but you can't say that about all teams. So CSK, I've learned, and I hate to say this because I love that they lost today. I've learned that they're right where they should be in the points table because they have been in every single match and they have earned those points. You know, college football, it's all about those points. They get those style points for the BCS. This makes a lot of sense. So that's what I learned is about the net run rate and how I think it's actually a really good thing. I know the negative people are going to say, yeah, but people just put up extra scores just to help that net run rate. Well, it's there. Why would you not play the game by the rules, for crying out loud? I think it's a great thing. Gabe, what did you learn?
You know, I learned that despite the IPL being a superior league to the CPL, we're starting to see some of the same things in the IPL that we saw in the CPL, meaning these pitches, you know, one of the first things I learned when I started watching cricket, right, when we're talking about tests, is that we're like, man, England is fabulous. They look like the best team. And people are like, well, that's because the English bowlers are used to bowling on English conditions. You build your team around your home field advantage as rightly as you should. You know what I mean? But the pitches make such a difference. The pitches and the cricket grounds themselves make such a difference. And here's the problem. You're now playing an average of so far 7 games in what? It's been 2 weeks on each of these cricket grounds. Okay, we saw in the IPL, which is far fewer games than the CPL, how that started affecting it. Now, yes, there's one more pitch. CPL was played on 2 grounds. IPL was played on 1 ground, but it was almost unfair. That's another reason, by the way, to not chase and to bat first, to not chase and to defend, because if the ground is you're gonna come into a pitch that's already deteriorated, now there's going to be 20 overs played on there before you even get the bat. So those bounces are going to be tricky. I'm telling you, the ball that Dhoni got dismissed on was absolutely filthy. Now, I don't know if Chakrabarti has that in him all the time, or if it's the fact that the pitch is deteriorated, so you're getting some nasty bounces, but it makes such a difference. And no matter what happens this year, and I get it, it's COVID, they could only have the 3 fields, there's all the restrictions or whatnot. I don't think you and I, Nick, will actually ever know, or not ever, but this year know exactly what the IPL is, just like exactly what CPL is, until we see it played in normal conditions, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because the conditions are playing a huge factor into these games, an absolute huge factor into these games. And I just think that if I were a betting man, which I am not, CFA Nation, CFAM does not condone or, hold on, I'm trying to do a public service announcement here. The CFA Nation does not condone or endorse any gambling on this channel. However, if you are a betting man, bet for lower totals, because you're going to start seeing all those totals come down, because as these pitches get destroyed, and you can see today, that pitch was disgusting. I was like, at the very beginning, I told you, look at all those cracks, dude. There's like 1 speck of grass on there. I can tell you this, by game, I think I looked all the way ahead in the schedule. I'm a sycophant with it. All right, they play all the way till the end of October, and I want to say, let me not make sure so I don't mess this up. It's all the way to match 56. 56. We're in match day 21. By match 56, divide that by 3, cousin. What do you think that pitch is going to look like then?
Scotch tape and duct tape on that pitch. Try to fix it as much as possible. Get the super glue between the cracks. No one wants me to say it. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get crushed, but I got to say it, guys. I got to say it. Dhoni hits a nice boundary. Next ball, he got dismissed. And I know everyone's going to say it was a beautiful ball. That's why he went out. Sometimes that happens. I've got to say, he went down pretty early in the match in the dugout. They said themselves, He's the closer. What is going on? He looks a little different. You don't want me to say it. You don't want me to talk about the age because you equate age with conditioning. I don't. You don't want me to say it, but that was a bad ball. That was a good ball, but that was a bad shot that he took. Completely missed it.
Oh, listen. And I mean, I will give credit to the bowling, but again, the bowling's only as good as it is because the pitches have so many cracks in them and they're deteriorating. Honestly, the ball that Sam Curran hit off of Russell, it was like trying to hit a cement maker, as they say. You know what I mean? And he caught it off the end of the bat. Somebody caught it. He got dismissed. It was tough out there. It was tough to earn runs. Obviously, it wasn't everybody. That's why the performances by both Watson and Tripathi was so impressive because other than that 81 and other than that 50, everybody else got dismissed in under 20 runs. I'm sorry. Amadou Raidu had 30 runs, but it was hard sledging. So once again, CFA does not condone or endorse any kind of gambling. But however, if there are any such thing as bets for totals, take the under because you're going to see a lot more games like this, baby. We're going to see a lot more games, which also those of you that play fantasy might look at this next time and say, 10 wickets were taken on this pitch. Maybe I'll go with the best bowler. Maybe give me a little Rabada. Give me a little Rabada. 4 wickets in that game I put him in. That's right. 4 wickets. I can never tell where my camera is. 4 wickets. Daddy, he was my captain. 208 points. Oh, I love it. Oh, you know what? Next time I'm in Dubai, guess where I'm going to go take those 4 wickets as well. I should have done it today. What was I thinking? Come on, Gabe. Oh. Anyway, Nick, any parting words?
Don't forget about my boy Boomerang. He got 4 as well. I'm just excited for this weekend. Sunday, I won't be on the stream, but we got DC versus Mumbai. We got the 2 top teams going against each other. We got some other great games, obviously. We'll see what happens tomorrow in that match. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to let us know your thoughts. And until next time.
That's 6 runs. I'm still pointing the wrong way. Hold on. That's 6 runs. There we go.